Just start somewhere. You'll find what you love and you'll want to start doing more of it and you'll start prioritizing it.
Hey guys, welcome to Soul Vitamins. Welcome to Soul Vitamins. I'm your host, Sonali, and today's guest is Kendall Urie. Kendall is the founder of Little Moments Of, which is a lifestyle brand aiming to inspire others to find little moments of joy, happiness, and gratitude in their daily lives. So her content has a lot of great motivational quotes that she designs and draws herself, and it's also a hub for personal development and mental health resources. So really excited to welcome Kendall today. She is a super special guest because she's actually a hometown Annapolis pal. So I knew her in high school, and it's crazy to look at us now, 10 years later, kind of on Soul Vitamins, talking about both of our ventures. So Kendall, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, well, why I wanted to bring you on is because of how much you've inspired me with mindfulness and practicing gratitude, just being your friend, and also with Little Moments Of. So we had a really great conversation a while back where we were talking about why there's so much discontent in our generation. So many people seem like they're unfulfilled or just stuck in their jobs, kind of in a creative rut. And I think a lot of that is because a lot of people celebrate the big milestones in life's big moments, but the smallest ones are kind of overlooked that happen in our day-to-day. So it's something that's really helped me as I've been in a similar position. We've talked about how we both went to great colleges, we got the great corporate job, and now we're in a stage where we're like, now what? So it's helped me kind of be happier in my sense of self, and it's been really inspiring to see how you've taken the company where it is today, and I'm excited to hear more about it. So thank you so much for that, and cheers to you, darling.
Cheers.
Take a little sip or chug. Going back to the corporate job piece, what is your advice for people who seem like they're in kind of a similar stage that we are, maybe stuck in their 9 to 5 and not able to pursue their passions, or just having like trouble finding those little moments in their day?
Yeah, so that's how the concept first started. It was about 3 years ago, and it was right when I started my corporate job. Had just graduated college, like you said, you graduate and then you get the job, you move to the big city. And I remember just starting my job and thinking, like, is this it? So you go to work, you work your 9 to 5, and then you go home, make your dinner, or go to the gym, throw on Netflix, like hang out with your roommates or whatever, and then you do it all over again. And I remember thinking it felt very almost like robotic, and it was like an autopilot in a way. And I was living in a sense like for the weekend. You get to Thursday and you're really excited for the weekend, but I wasn't looking at like the 24 hours in front of me and how I could have been utilizing that time, or looking for the special little moments that happen in that 24 hours. Instead, I was just thinking about the next time I was going on a big trip or the big promotion or whatever it was. But I was losing sight of the important things in the 24 hours, and it really did take like a mental toll on me. So that was at the time I got really into personal development and like self-help, and I consumed a lot of podcasts, YouTube videos, and that's when the quotes, I would loved quotes. I felt like when I saw a quote and it really hit, it really could change my perspective on my day. So that's how it all kind of wrapped into one for Little Moments Of. But advice to someone who has a corporate job, or they're just any sort of career where it feels like that's majority of their time, and then the rest of the time it feels like an autopilot. There's this quote that I love, and I remember I found it a couple years ago, but it says, make a list of your day-to-day. So everything you do in a week or your 24 hours, and then make a list of the things that bring you joy. So is it people, places, hobbies, or like certain coffees, watching the sunset, whatever it is, those little things, make a list of those, and then compare the two lists and look at your day-to-day, and then look at the list of things that bring you joy. And if there's none of the things that bring you joy in your day-to-day, you need to start incorporating them. So, and start small, like maybe incorporate one, reaching out to a friend like once a week, or meeting up with a friend, or making time to wake up to see the sunrise if that makes you happy, or stopping by your favorite coffee shop. But start small and start incorporating that, and you will start to appreciate that day or whatever it is, because you notice that that does bring you joy and it becomes a special day. And then in terms of like your career, you know, sometimes we go to work, we do our thing, and then it's done. Like think about again those little moments at work when somebody brings in, maybe like, I know we've all been remote recently, but people are going back to the office. So like when someone brings in cupcakes, like that made that day special. And sometimes we just are like take advantage of it. But the day before, no one brought cupcakes. That makes it a special day. And like recognize those little moments. For me, I always write them down, and that helps. I would write down 3 things I'm grateful for, and that had to do with that specific day or my favorite moment from that day. So that will help you be present in the 24 hours instead of like looking for the big moments, the future, and just trying to stay present in where you are and what is around you and what you have in your life right now. And then another thing I would say, if you don't, some people, when I say this, they're like, I don't know what hobbies I enjoy or what brings me joy. There's so many like resources online. You could like just research hobbies and start somewhere. Think about what you loved as a kid. For me, I loved to draw as a kid, and I didn't do it for like 10 years. And then I brought it back into my life, and it really does like ground me and makes me happy. So think about what you loved as a kid and just start somewhere, and it's all trial and error. And eventually you'll find what you love and you'll want to start doing more of it, and you'll start prioritizing it and you'll say no to the things that don't fill you up, because you notice how much more content you feel when you do more things that bring you joy. And then my last thing would say, like, it's a journey, this whole thing. So it's not like a destination. Understand that you're going to have the little moments of anxiety or sadness or fear or whatever it is, but there's so many resources out there. There's guidance. There's people you can go to for help, especially there's so many like free resources nowadays, the podcasts and the books. And those really do change, at least for me, they change my mindset. And I find that if I prioritize listening to them or making time for them, it really does help me. So know that there's a lot of resources out there, and you can overcome these little moments of fear, anxiety, or sadness, and eventually get to finding those little moments of joy again. But it is a journey, and it's not a destination. So it has its ups and downs.
You said like 10 million things that I wanted to comment on because they're so good. The 24-hour thing, I love when you say that, because anxiety is all of us worrying about the future. And if you just reframing to the point that you have 24 hours to worry about, to focus on, and to be mindful for, it helps so, so much. And then I was trying to remember all of them. I was like trying to write all the things I want to say. But the other thing was, all of the podcasts and the resources. So a lot of these things are super boring to most people, honestly. And I think that's why your brand is so good, because you literally listen to podcasts like from the time you open your eyes to the
it's become an addiction.
Yeah. So thank you for like whittling that down for most people, because you really do it in like a digestible format with like your posts and everything. And I think that helps people a lot. And the third thing I can remember is the hobbies list. I've never thought to do that, because do you remember like dreading the question of like, what do you do for fun?
Oh my God.
Oh my, like that is torture, because I'm like, I mean, I go out to dinner, I drink, I go out, like what do you say? But if people just make a list of hobbies and then try new things, like that's something, you know, that you're able to do. I remember like we were at work, we had to say that one time, and I literally made up. I was like, scuba diving, or it's like a future thing I want to do. Never scuba dived, honestly. Just in it, but like that's what I said. So
I remember there's like a very like vivid memory of one of my first coworkers asking me that, and I was like, he was like, you don't have any hobbies? I'm like, I don't know. Let me think. And then now I feel like I could, like anything can be a hobby. I think people get tripped up over the concept of a hobby. Like they think it's like playing the piano or something we grew up on, like a sport. But it really is just like something you're passionate about. It could be like a topic that you enjoy researching or traveling or literally rollerblading. It can literally be anything, but people overcomplicate the concept of a hobby. But it's really just whatever you're passionate about and what fuels you. So yeah.
What's your soul vitamin, some would say.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us about what's next for Little Moments of. So you've had this great Instagram content with your quotes and your hub for the resources. You had a release of a great sweatshirt, which I love wearing, and a couple little products. But what does the future look like for what you want to do?
Yeah. So it started off just as like a side account with the quotes and like using it for me to draw and create these quotes and share them. But since I found a passion for it and I love it, I want to continue to make these products. I currently have a daily planner that I have, and then going to do the mugs and then continue the sweatshirts, the planner. And then also I am getting my life coaching certification through like Tony Robbins certification program. So once I finish that, I just want to take that knowledge and be able to apply it to the brand and create more like valuable resources that can help people with their mindset and recognizing these little moments, and hopefully just it being a place for people to go that brings them joy and like a place that they want to go to find out like information that fills them up.
All right, Kendall. So my favorite way to end the show, the best question, what is your soul vitamin? So what fuels you? What drives you? What's your passion?
In terms of what fuels me with the brand is really the community that I built and the supporters that have been there for the past 3 years. They really spread the message from the beginning. When it all started, they were the ones that were there spreading the message, sharing the post, and they keep me motivated to like go out and find this content or share this content, keep doing the quotes. I really feel like they're like my motivators in some way, and I get so many kind messages all the time. So that fuels me for the brand and to continue to share this. And then in terms of my mental state, like my day to day, I would say my morning routine, I have to set aside like 10 to 15 minutes. It's literally for myself. I have a routine that I've like fine-tuned over the years, but I realized that if I don't do the morning routine before like the hustle and bustle of the 9 to 5, my mindset just isn't as it should, like where it could be. So it really sets the tone for my day. And I go through, I write my favorite moment, so my little moment of joy from the day before. So just to recognize a moment that made me happy from the day before. A lot of times it's really small moments. Like again, seeing a sunset, that's always a big one for me. And then I always write 3 things I'm grateful for every morning. Little things. I try to keep them simple and again within the 24 hours, so it helps me stay present in my life currently. And then I read the Daily Stoic. I'm a big supporter of the Daily Stoic. It's by Ryan Holiday, and he gives a verse a day, and then I read the page, and it's kind of like an inspirational page, and then I rewrite it in my own words to try to break down the concept that he's teaching. And I highly recommend that book. I've been doing it for 2 years. Obviously, I missed some days, but I do try to prioritize that. And so that's my morning routine, and I use my planner to do all that. So I created the planner because I realized that the value, my morning routine, and just having like recognizing your little moment and what you're grateful for really can change your mindset or start your day in a healthy mindset. So yeah, on the planner, I have your favorite moment from the day before, so your little moment of joy. And then it says, today I'm grateful for. So always fill that out. I put 3 things, but there's no amount that you have to.
No wrong answers.
No wrong answers. No wrong answers. You can put 1 or 10. And then it says self-care and daily habits. So here I put the Daily Stoic. I'm working on self-love, so I put affirmations, and then just anything that your self-care. It could be a face mask, it could be your workout routine, and then the rest is just your normal to-dos of life and your schedule.
Love it. And Thank you for my planner. We have to share the grateful for, which we have to give a shout out to Malia.
Oh,
So
yeah.
our friend Malia was going to surprise us with branded cookies. So like vitamin shaped ones for me, and then Suns, because that's Kendall's logo. And while the cookies were cooling, her dog ate them all. Her dog is okay. That was my first concern. But it was just funny that that happened, because I literally wrote on my grateful for that I was thankful for Malia and what she was doing there. It's amazing to have a friend group of entrepreneurs and also ones that are supporting you. So she was really excited for this interview and made the cookies, but ended in a disaster. And
I know. I'm excited. Like, I think we'll have to do it again. And she sent that photo, and they did look so good, and they looked like they tasted good. But that's funny you said that, because I wrote for my today. I'm grateful for I wrote friends who motivate each other and all of our support through this entrepreneurship,
love that.
because it's so fun. Like, honestly, it's like wild to be sitting. I mean, like doing this together.
Mhm.
I didn't know when we started all this that this is what we'd be doing, but it's amazing.
So glad we're here. So happy to have you today. It was such a good conversation. Thank you so much for coming. And do you want to tell our Soulbite viewers how they can follow you on social?
Yes. So the Little Moments of account is at Little Moments of and then an underscore. So it's whatever little moments of that you want in your life and aspire to. So Little Moments of underscore. And then my personal is Kendall.Urie. So you can find me there. But Little Moments of is where you'll find the resources, the quotes, the planners. So yeah. And then from there you can get to the website and everything else. So
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again for being here. And thank you, Soul Bites, for tuning in to this episode of Soul Vitamins, my talk show featuring the stories of creatives and entrepreneurs aiming to spread a little inspo to others. See you next week.
thank you so much.
Bye.